Alright, I'm Shayan. I'm doing future mentor training, and my project's a 2-button remote controlled caster bot. It's basically that thing. So what my goals were to try to build a caster bot that could run on 2 buttons. Each button controls each motor, and when you press one button, it would turn in a certain direction, and when you press both buttons, it would go forward. For design, I use a front wheel for equal weight distribution. I also use like longer wires for the remote control, so that you don't have to like keep going down and like get close to the NXT. And I'll be honest, I based most of the design from like the NST schematics that were given. So for the build, on the caster bot, we have like 2 motors right next to the wheels. We also got like this one like front wheel. And we have this, it's pretty much like the CPU. It's like the brain of the whole thing. And it's the NXT. It runs on lithium batteries. And on the remote, we have 2 touch sensors. So each one, basically when you press it, it sends a signal to the NXT, which then sends a signal into the motors, and that's what makes it run. And as for the program, it's basically this. You have a giant loop, so it keeps checking like infinitely if it's running or not. And inside that loop, you have a switch statement, and these are basically like if statements. So it checks if the button is pressed for one of the buttons. It checks if the second one is on or off. Now, if it's off, if I'm only pressing the second button, then that's what this does. This one runs the second button. And for both buttons, I added a second switch statement right here. So right here, it checks if the first one is pressed, and right here it's like, okay, yeah, it's pressed. So then it goes to the second one, and right here it checks like if the second one is being pressed. And if the second one is also being pressed, then both of them run. If the second one is not being pressed, the second one does not run at all. So it'll just be the first one. And then that goes right here and loops again. And basically, I tested the caster bot first, and I used different paths. So I tested going forwards, backwards, different turn movements, and then I made it go into a square. And then for my last one, I did a circle path. And then once I checked it was working, I was like, okay, let's go and try it out with the remote. So after that, that's when I used the remote connectors, and it was basically trial and error from there. So yeah. And how would I change this? If I were to do it again, I'd probably add like a 3rd remote, because this is like just limited to like going left, right, and forward. I'd add a 3rd remote so that it can go backwards too. And oh yeah, also on the NXT, on the program, I had my controls inverted, so this one's backwards. So the whole program, everything was running in inverted controls. So I'll basically just like flip this or test it out with like non-inverted controls, make it easier. And so I'm gonna test this thing right now, just check it out. So this is one button. You press the second button, goes the other way, and we press both, it goes forward. So yeah.
All right, let's give it a round of applause.